General Hasnain, videos of the Galwan clash playing out at the Great Hall, the regimental commander participating in this meet. What's the writing on the wall, on the Great Wall, domestically and internationally, sir?
Thank you, Randhya. Thank you very much for having me on this show. Very, very important discussion today. Yes, the Chinese are great people at symbolism. This whole presentation of the commander of the Galwan troops, the Chinese PLA troops there, it was essentially to send home a message. China was aggressive. China won that clash as per them. And China will continue to win clashes against India. That is the message which is being sent out into this 20th Chinese Communist Party Congress. It's very important to project this because in today's world, if you see, conventional warfare really has its place, but there is no guarantee of winnability. And the Chinese are hell-bent somehow to say that they got the better of India when it comes to the LAC clash in Ladakh in April 2020. I think that's the picture that they are sending out, and we are all aware of the fact that China, over the last 30 years, has built up this whole system of psychological warfare, media warfare, cyber warfare as a combination, which is essentially the frontline aspect of it, with the main force acting as the deterrent behind.
No.
So
but
I think
is that a message that China is sending out domestically? Because internationally, the truth is known. And perhaps...
Absolutely. Absolutely, Gaurav, you are absolutely 100% right. This is an internal consumption exercise. Most of this is happening for the internal public as such. Nationalism is a very important aspect here. China realizes that nationalism internationally is rising in different nations. And it's important to play up Chinese nationalism within. This is the right time perhaps for them to play up this.
Okay. In our tangent, is that also your appreciation? Nationalism is being played up internally. Now, is that an attempt so that there are no voices of dissent internally in case there are in this Chinese Communist Party Congress? Because we still do not have details of the fatalities and the casualties on the Chinese side after the conflict. Later, China did concede 4 or 5 fatalities, but the Russian agency TASS had claimed 44 Chinese fatalities. So, sir, is this regimental commander some kind of a mascot to hide the shame of the setback that China received in Galwan, and that is why they want to intensify their training so that they can win future local wars?
No, not really. First
Mr.
off,
Tangent,
the border clash with India was not even mentioned. Yes, he was present, so were 2,600 other people. And I think this is being overplayed by my colleague. He might sense that that's what China is doing, but obviously there was no mention of Galwan or anything like that by Xi Jinping.
The video was played out.
Else.
The video was played out.
Well,
if it wasn't important,
the video was played out,
but
but it's an example. You know, remember there are 2 different narratives. There's the Indian narrative and Beijing's narrative. So, you know, from their perspective, they think that they were attacked. India thinks it was attacked. The fact is that you're talking about an area where the border has not been settled. So rather than getting into, you know, you're wrong or they're wrong, let's just talk about the situation, which is that for China, the main issue is Taiwan. And that is the most significant regional threat that they see. Taiwan was settled to be part of China. Back in the 70s and 80s when the 3 communiques were signed. And the U.S. kicked Taiwan out of the UN and it exceeded this one China policy. Now it's been under revision. Tai Ing-wen and her party are being encouraged to play this kind of semi-independence card. And Xi Jinping was just laying down the fact that Taiwan, under China's constitution, is part of China. And that they will defend that.